Hi, my name is Taylor and my partner is Christina. This is part one of our video where I will discuss the problem, research question, literature summary, and intervention. Then Christina will upload part two of the video covering the participants, ethical considerations, data sources, timeline, and data analysis. Please follow the link to our poster in order to view an up close. When Christina and I began thinking about what topic we wanted to do for our action research, we brainstormed a list of topics, but we decided that we wanted to learn more about strategies to improve students' social emotional skills. From our placements, we both experienced a lack of discussion about students' feelings and emotions and how to regulate them. We noticed that our associate teachers struggled with finding appropriate and effective strategies to help students improve their social emotional skills. Additionally, we noticed that students often had a hard time managing their emotions effectively in the classroom, which negatively impacted their academic achievement. The purpose of our research is to find an effective strategy to improve students' social emotional skills and ability to regulate emotions. We want to explore how to use the zones of regulation effectively in the classroom and how the zones of regulation impact students' social emotional skills and abilities. In case anyone's not already familiar with the zones of regulation, they are an approach used to support the development of self-regulation in children. And the zones of regulation help students identify their emotions, be aware of what zone they are in, and use tools for the appropriate zone. To explore the research that already exists on the problem and the implementation of the zones of regulation, we conducted a literature review. Researchers from one study found that children who were better at regulating their emotions demonstrated higher levels of academic achievement, motivation, and engagement, while students with lower emotional regulation experienced lower levels of academic achievement, motivation, and engagement. Researchers from another study also found that significant strategies for students' social emotional regulation included labeling emotions, discussing the emotional reactions of peers and characters in books, and identifying their own emotions. Another piece of literature had researchers that found that the classroom climate is an important factor when introducing social emotional learning skills and strategies. A positive classroom environment where the teacher has warm and a caring demeanor, the desks are arranged to allow for group and pair activities, and the materials are easily accessible, helps social emotional learning strategies be better received and practiced, and helps students feel more comfortable exploring new skills and strategies. 3 of our research studies included findings on the impacts of the zone of regulation. They found that the implementation of the zones of regulation curriculum led to positive changes in the regulation skills of students, and the perception of teachers was that it was worthwhile for students to use the zones of regulation, and it was easy to implement. They also found that implementing the zones of regulation in a whole class approach and through individualized support were both effective in improving emotional regulation of students. Overall, this research provides us insight on the problem of students' inability to regulate emotions, and that the zones of regulation is an effective strategy to help students identify, label, and manage their emotions. We could not fit our references for the literature review on our slides, so if you follow the link to our poster, our second slide includes our references. All of this research led us to our research question, which is, as educators, how can we improve our ability to use the zones of regulation in the classroom to improve students' skills in identifying and managing their emotions? To answer our research question, we decided to study the effectiveness of different ways to implement the zones of regulation in the classroom. Some of the methods we want to implement include teacher-delivered lessons, regulation stations, and individualized support. We plan to implement each method of using the zones of regulation in different classrooms, and then have teachers, students, and the parents report on the effectiveness and the impact of the method on students' emotional regulation and social emotional skills. The hope is that having teachers, parents, and students report on the effectiveness will help our results be more reliable. Now, please follow Christina's link on Flipgrid to her video.